It was this big posh party with fucking chain link fence around the staircase. That's bonkers.
Nuts. You been smoking funny cigarettes or something? Is he talking about marijuana?
I believe it might be.
Yeah.
Or those candy ones.
Those will do bad things to your blood sugar, so dangerous.
And Jessica needs everything to be about her at all times.
All the way. I get it. She got main character
syndrome. We can't say Tonight on Murder, She Wrote at the same time, but we can say main character syndrome at the same time.
We're awesome.
Wow.
Tonight on Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
And that's why we're all gonna stay out of
That's right,
why.
baby.
We're gonna do our best.
Hey,
I'm Victor Devon.
I'm petrified.
And today,
this is
Tonight
on Murder, She Wrote.
She Wrote.
Wow. One day when we're in person, it's gonna be perfect.
We're not gonna even know what to do.
We're gonna implode.
This is a very special Murder, She Wrote. This is 14 episodes in, and we're meeting at least for the first 6 seasons, a very important character of Murder, She Wrote for the first time. We're meeting Harry McGraw, aka Jerry Orbach.
I think our first sort of, aside from our regular cast of characters in Cabot Cove, this is our first recurring character outside of Cabot Cove.
I believe you're right, because very often those characters, I mean, except Grady, but outside of the immediate family, these are very often characters that are then recast as different with different actors, or they don't bring them back a lot. But we got some good folks in this one.
Oh my gosh, it's chock full of Golden Girl guest stars, including some fun little tidbits about people playing the same role in Golden Girls in this episode, which is kind of wild, right?
Yeah.
Very into it.
It's some good stuff, but we first meet a detective on the phone who's saying goodbye to his secretary.
Archie Miles. Saying bye. What's the secretary's name? Love her, by the way.
Alma.
Useless Alma.
Utterly. But she makes coffee.
Yeah. Barry.
But this is a detective. He's on the phone with Jessica because he is helping her with research on a case that ended about 25 years ago.
Yeah, old
and
case.
For some reason, even though very specifically she says, I write fiction, she needs the actual details of
Jessica,
this case.
Use your imagination. Jeez. She seems determined to find out about this case.
Yeah.
She's like a dog with a bone.
A dog?
A dog. So also there's a lot to follow in this episode. There are a lot of details to keep track of if you want to keep up. I was definitely on the struggle bus for a while.
Well, we have so Archie has the tape recorder on. He's just hung up the phone with Jessica saying, I can't find anything else about this information about this crime. And bang, somebody shoots him. Miles and McGraw, private investigators.
The keys jangled, and all of a sudden a gun in his face. Boom.
And he assumed it was his secretary. But what if
Archie's done. What if it was useless Alma with the coffee? With the coffee. Excuse me. Coffee.
Now we head to Santini. What is it? Developers.
Santini Developers. Look at this little office, this little construction office.
It just needs a little space so he can put down his blueprints.
Yeah.
Featuring Alex Rocco as Ernie Santini.
Also known as Glenn O'Brien in season 1 of The Golden Girls. Dorothy's married gorgeous gym teacher who she has a love affair with. I don't see it.
He doesn't do a lot for me. He has a great voice though. He also is the creator of not the creator, but the owner of Itchy and Scratchy on The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
And So I often think of him in that
Oh,
regard.
that's fun. That violent cartoon. We have swiftly switched to our next set of characters, including I love this actor so much, Barbara Babcock as Priscilla Daniels, also known as Blanche's sister, Charmaine.
Charmaine.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
who is her ex-husband? It's John McMartin playing
Who
Gavin
was,
Michaels.
yes, but you may know him best as he's a priest, isn't he?
Yeah, huh?
Another one
Father
of Dorothy's
Leahy.
would-be suitors.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this
However,
is an
he will always be the bastard father-in-law from Who's That Girl, starring
oh,
Madonna.
fair. Oh. I think we should rename this episode The Men of Dorothy's Boudoir.
There's three in this episode alone.
Uh-huh. We hit that key number.
uh, and we just recently had Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, we
Uh,
did, yeah.
yeah, that was one that stuck.
Yeah. So essentially, Gavin Daniels and Priscilla Daniels are talking about how there's a private investigator trying to stir up things in their past, which they have, but we don't know what it is yet.
We
Ooh.
don't.
Yeah.
But she's been considering a bid for some sort of public office.
Yeah. And she's currently a
And
magazine editor, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like oh, what's her name? Helen Gurney Brown, I think her name was.
Mm,
Uh oh God, was it Cosmo? Hang on. Helen Gurley Brown was
it's very much that vibe. Yeah.
Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so look at me knowing that. Uh,
Well
but
done.
affluent, thank you.
Well done.
Affluent lady in a pantsuit
Hmm.
must be taken down because she has a sordid
Yeah.
history. And when we finally get to it, it's a lot for 1985, probably.
Yeah.
But today, actually, it might be a lot today too.
Mm,
Come to think of it,
I think so.
I think so. You
Yeah.
certainly would alienate
Unfortunately.
you would alienate
Yeah.
a big portion of voters. Well,
Yeah. So she's right to be concerned.
indeed.
I like her in this episode, Barbara Babcock, because she's kind of greasy, but also kind of into her.
Yeah,
I kind of want to know more. She's really good at
yeah.
that, in fact. She's in a lot of Murder, She Wrote, by the way.
She is.
She's in a
All
lot.
different characters. All
Yeah.
different characters.
Yeah.
She's the killer once. She's a victim once. She's a suspect a couple times.
Hmm.
She's and she is eventually the co-star in for Harry McGraw's spinoff that
Mm.
didn't succeed.
Yeah.
She was the straight man for the Harry McGraw TV show
Yeah.
as a different character.
Yeah.
The Law and Harry McGraw.
The Law and Harry McGraw.
I know. It lasted
What are we doing
16
here?
episodes. 16
Hey,
episodes.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
Well, one season. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Do you
actually,
think this
come to
was
think of it, I thought that Harry appeared in way more Murder She Wrote episodes. He's only in 6 episodes. I
okay?
think he's in one a season.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I think whenever I see a Harry episode, I think like, oh, this feels like such an audition for SVU, or not SVU, but Law and
Law
Order.
and Order.
It's very much it feels like a great precursor for him to do this kind of work, this like hard knock police detective.
Hard boiled. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he was a song and dance man. He was the original Billy
Oh,
Flynn in
he was in the
Chicago on Broadway.
Fantastics. He
He
was
is
El Gallo.
Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, his
And
voice,
he, of
by the way.
course,
Oh,
is Baby's father in Dirty Dancing.
nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody.
Nobody. Um, if you've listened to the Fantastics, if I don't know if you've heard it or not, but his voice is so rich and buttery and lyric. It's just stunning. Yeah. If you're a young baritone, you listen to a lot of Jerry Orbach. Um,
Gone too
meanwhile,
soon.
we were in Cabot Cove,
All
and
right.
um, Jessica. Oh well, we're way ahead of that now.
Oh,
Jessica was.
we have Stephanie
Oh
from
my God, it's
Rose's
Stephanie. Yes.
from when Rose eats life and moves in with two
Oh,
strangers
eats
because Dorothy
life.
and Blanche can't handle her anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
this is the
she was a
wife
bitch then, and she's
of.
a bitch now.
She also appears in the very first episode of Murder, She Wrote as one of the cookie ladies in that
Does she
very first
really?
scene.
There you,
Yes, she
oh,
does.
that's right. You did mention that when we
Yeah.
watched it. Yep.
Um,
He was not a
yeah.
bitch in that episode.
Barely had any moment. I
No.
mean, it was implied.
Yeah.
But this
Uh,
is what's his name?
this
Miles'
is Archie Miles's wife.
wife, his
Grieving
widow.
wife. Yeah.
And Jessica's like, maybe you know why he would have gotten shot. She's like, I don't want to talk about it. Who are you?
So we didn't mention it, but Jerry Orbach, Harry, showed up at Jessica's house and started snooping around, and she caught him,
Oh, we
and
did sort of miss all that, didn't we?
we did, yeah.
We were
Um,
busy talking about Chicago and the fantastic. Listen, that's what we do here, people. That's what we
important
do.
things. Detour. But essentially, they both want to figure out what happened to Archie, and Jessica cannot rest with herself, especially
She was the
if,
last one on the
yeah,
phone with him
she doesn't want to be responsible for why he's dead, and she is
because
determined to figure out what happened.
it may have been the case she asked him to investigate that
Yeah,
led him to being killed.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
and Jessica needs everything to be about her at
Hmm.
all times,
All the way. I get
fully.
it. She got main character
Main character
syndrome.
syndrome. We can't say Tonight on Murder, She Wrote at the same time, but we can
But
say
apparently,
main character syndrome at the same time.
we're awesome.
Wow.
Uh,
So one of the people that Miles was investigating is this guy Ernie Santini, aka Glenn O'Brien #1. It just so
mhm.
happens that Jory Orbach is Glenn O'Brien #2
From season 6.
when that character returns to try to make it with Dorothy again and still fucks it up.
Hmm.
Uh,
You know what? Fuck Glenn O'Brien. Fuck Glenn O'Brien. He had his
you know what?
chance
You know what?
twice.
You know what? Um, but so there's a possibility that he is the one who shot Miles.
Yeah.
Um,
So
no
Jerry
one knows.
Orbach, I
No
should
one
just say
knows.
Harry. I'm not gonna say Jerry Orbach anymore. I'm say Harry McGraw.
Harry McGraw.
He's earned it. He's earned it. He's now
It's true.
following Santorini,
Santini,
Santini, and
Santorum.
oh God, no.
Let's not do another
Anything but.
Cagliestri.
You're right. That was
Santi
exhausting enough.
Alley.
I still can't come up with
Ernie
another C word.
Ernie Cynthia Lee Fontaine.
Uh, anyway, Santini knows that Harry's following him and
Right.
roughs him up a little bit.
At the construction site.
Yeah, yeah. He looks very happy
Although to
with
be
himself
fair,
too.
so Dorothy calls him a gorgeous gym teacher. She also had it bad for Claude Akins. So
He does not have the
maybe
best
we need
taste.
to. No, no. Oh, Alma.
She's
Alma's
sad.
crying at the
Look at that.
filing cabinet
Look at
in
that bow in her hair.
this aqua sweater. Again, I want that sweater.
What is she wearing?
I don't know. She looks like
Ugh,
she's about to be like Tiffany, or she's ready for Bye Bye Birdie. Like
yeah.
she looks.
There's something about this. I feel like she's not developed or something. She's not matured past like age 7 or 8.
Her frontal lobe is not quite there.
Probably not.
Now, all
Uh,
this is in Boston.
yeah,
So the Danbury scalpel murder is what Jessica was looking for information
yeah,
on.
yeah.
And she comes to Harry saying, this is what he was working on. It may
Yeah.
have had to do with that. And Harry's like,
Hmm.
no, it's probably the construction guy.
Yeah. This is a heavy lifting episode because, like we mentioned, there are 3 specific cases that we're looking at here. We're looking at the Santini guy who was hired by his wife because she thinks he's cheating on her,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's uh, Priscilla Daniels, the editor and aspirant politician.
With
Someone's
a sordid
investigating
past.
her, yeah, with a sordid past. And then there's this 25-year-old case that Jessica has hired Archie to investigate. So I could not sort this out for the first half an hour of this episode. What are these cases? Who are these people? In case it's helpful, there it is. Um, but essentially, we have to dive into each one of them.
Yeah, well, you have to narrow the suspect list by
Hmm.
disqualifying people.
Yeah. Which I like about this episode. I like that we get a little heavy into the like this is what real police work is. It's like there's a lot more possibilities than some guy at a pool party, right?
And of course, it's a private investigator and an amateur sleuth. That's where we get our
Hmm.
real police work.
Yeah. I like this shiner makeup on him, by the way. It looks like it hurts.
He always has someone punch him in the face.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
is
he kind of
Harry's
earns
good
it too.
trademark.
Yeah. I find him a really frustrating character. Like I wouldn't want to be in a room with him, but he's so much fun to watch.
He he is the only one, and we'll get to it when we get to it. He is the only one of Jessica's detectives and friends and colleagues who gets away with slipping her drugs to
Oh
knock
my
her out.
God.
She's
I
like,
still
"You
like
slipped me a Mickey,"
you
and it's
bitch.
waved. It's waved. Like, no, he drugs you, Jessica.
He,
Like,
he knocks you out, girl. This is not okay. This is
uh,
assault. Um, so Jessica goes to the
so
police. Oh, I love
the
this actor
actual
too.
detective,
Yeah.
yeah,
Paul
the actual
Winfield
detective
as
of it,
Lieutenant Starkey. Um,
who has
what
been
a
in a billion things
so
from
many
Star
things.
Trek to Terminator
Terminator, yeah.
to the kids' Ten Commandments.
He's so great. Uh, oh, you said
I
Star Trek. Yep.
think,
Cliffhanger, Mars
yeah.
Attacks, season Mars Attacks. He has been working. Is he still with us?
No, he died in 2004.
Oh, so
He
quite a
was
while
also a
ago.
regular on 227.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so she's showing up to the police office. So Miles, Archie Miles was murdered. Why aren't they doing more about it? And essentially he tells her because we all loved him and we think Harry will get it done and he'll he'll avenge the
They'll
killer.
kill the guy. They don't
Yeah.
want him behind bars. They'd
Yeah.
rather him
They
dead.
want him dead, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
It
But I
is
mean,
very, frankly, I think somewhat realistic.
yeah,
Once you
yeah.
start realizing that the police aren't actually here to solve crimes
Oh
or to
no,
protect you,
not at
that's
all.
once you start realizing that,
Uh-uh.
yeah, it's not really their job description.
No. Their job
Uh,
description is to protect property, essentially.
mhm.
Ugh.
And the status quo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have some not really banter between them, but we have at least
Yeah.
an understanding that he understands that, well, if he's going to let Harry meddle, then he might as well just deal with the fact that Jessica's going to meddle too,
Yeah.
because he's not going to stop her.
Yeah. He's not in much of this episode, but he really makes a meal out of the scenes he's in. Like, what a presence. Oh my God,
We
Harry.
now have Harry in this fabulous silver cowboy suit.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
This
He's
is at a
here,
time when if you came from
Bimini
Texas, you had to
swimwear,
wear a cowboy hat. Yeah.
Bimini of RuPaul's Drag Race UK fame swimwear.
Hmm.
He's looking for Priscilla Daniels because he needs
Yep.
to knock her off the suspect list.
He's
And
feigning a rich advertiser. Yeah.
who's already in office with her? Why, it's Miss Jessica Fletcher.
Oh, she got there first. Looking delicious,
It's
by the way.
fabulous.
Yeah.
And
It's pretty
uh
cappuccino colored.
a cappuccino colored.
Cappuccino.
Uh
Oh, oh, we love her and her poor hands.
I have no so also she has this pail, like it's like a milk pail in her office
Hmm.
that I guess is her trash can. Her
Is that
her
what that is?
decorating is odd.
It's
Uh
it. These rugs, though, my grandmother had these rugs. They were a product of their time. These big, thick, cream-colored rugs with like floral patterns on the border.
Often in the rooms you weren't allowed to go in.
Yes.
Do you
Don't touch
remember how
that furniture.
there was always a room you could not go in?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Keep that roughhousing for the basement, kids.
She wants so Priscilla Daniels wants like a hard-hitting piece about being like a woman writer's in a man
Yeah.
business. And instead Jessica's like, I wanted to write a remembrance of my husband, Frank.
Yeah.
And
And
Priscilla's like,
Jesse's
that's
like,
not really
nah,
what we do here.
no.
Like this is more actually more like a Ms. magazine, actually. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
probably a little bit more feminist than Cosmo was at the
Yeah.
time.
Sure. We
Oh,
want the
showing
scoop.
some leg.
We don't want some human interest piece. No.
But she'll take it because Jessica Fletcher is a name.
Hmm. So who's calling her now? I missed it.
Her secretary telling
Her,
her that another person
who
is.
was the person calling? She said who it was, and it's significant. Is it the judge?
No, I thought it was her secretary. Give me a second.
No,
Let
no,
me
no.
see.
Who the secretary is calling to tell her that who's on the line.
Davis
Randolph.
Randolph.
Who that? Who is
I have
that?
no idea.
I feel like that's significant at some point, but that is not a character on the IMDb page. We don't know.
No.
Okay. At any rate,
Yeah.
she invites Jessica to a party to schmooze with a bunch of rich people. Femininity, the magazine for women.
And
Real,
here we
real
go.
creative there.
Wade Tyler from Bimini Swimwear.
So now, good old Harry and Jessica
Reconnect and say,
finally
oh,
meet in the
hey,
hallway while he's in disguise. And she plays along because she's a
you're a
good
long way from
sport.
Texas.
Can we hear
But
her clear her throat? Can we back that up for a minute?
she has to get used to it too, because she's about to have to be very on the ready for whenever somebody uses a fake name around her, because she has to
Uh-huh.
catch up.
Yeah.
Or, must say it's a surprise finding you here.
Well, you seem to be a long way from Texas, Mr. Taylor.
It's such a bitch.
I will say, you
Like
got to
that
give her
girl.
credit for being game to like play along.
Oh, sure.
Like,
Sure,
good for
sure.
her.
She knows what he's there for. Like, she's not gonna blow the cover, because
She
actually
knows
that
they're
might
doing the
ruin
same
things.
thing. Right. Yeah. She's awfully swayed by this stranger coming and saying he's going to spend a lot of money with her. Like, you
She
need a
just loves
screening
a Southern
process, ma'am.
gentleman.
I
She
guess.
just
For a magazine all about femininity and feminism, she sure bends to the man with money there. Okay, Jessica comes to her hotel room and Harry's there smoking in her room. I would be so mad. Put out that cigarette, you asshole. Now my room smells like smoke.
I know, and I think he must have brought his own ashtray, because there's no way she would have gotten a smoking room.
No. Yeah, she kind of calls him on breaking into the room, but the smoke that's the larger offense to me. This
Well,
is a
he's going to
non-smoking
drug her
space,
later,
sir.
so
I
she seems
guess.
to give him a lot of leeway.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Uh,
I would
just
lean into him. This is why he frustrates me so much. So essentially, they're having a moment where they're like, we're doing the same thing.
comparing notes.
Yeah.
It actually would have been really helpful if they had gone to separate suspects and
Yeah.
then tried to nail them at different times, but well,
They can make much
now
faster work of this.
now they have to work in tandem.
I like that he's kind of a mess.
Kind of.
Like he has his own
He barely holds on to his investigator's license.
barely.
He
I
has a
know.
black eye every episode. He's a tremendous womanizer, that although we haven't
Uh-huh.
identified that factor in him
Yeah.
yet, but that comes up.
It's interesting that they choose him as like a pair for her in so many episodes because didn't we get rid of Claude Akins?
I guess because again, I think they were like, who would be the exact opposite?
Yeah.
It's also similar, like how she is with Magnum.
Yeah.
It's not quite as I mean, because he's hard-boiled, like old-fashioned detective. Like this
Yeah.
doesn't exist in
Totally.
1985.
No.
But
Oh, Davis Randolph, the political finance chairman. That's who it is.
who we never meet, I guess.
Oh, because she doesn't want people to know she's interested in politics. That's why she didn't take the call.
Uh,
Okay, that makes sense now. By the
she
way,
wants
did you
that
see
Senate
Alma in the
seat.
back doing her makeup?
Oh yeah. Now
Yeah,
she's on the phone
now she's on the phone.
with her
That's her
hairdresser.
job. Probably. So they said that they're trying to find out who hired them to investigate Priscilla, and they don't know.
Also,
Someone with the
yeah, we
EPF or
haven't.
something.
I don't even know if we've mentioned Ray Kravitz yet.
Yeah, pretty
We're
important.
about 22 minutes in. Ray Kravitz is, I guess, the other partner. He's not
He's
really a
like the
partner, but he's the
assistant or
other.
like
Yeah.
yeah. He works for Harry and Archie Miles, who's dead.
He's like a leg man, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now he's sort of been upgraded
He's
because
like
one
the
of them is
Watson to
dead.
their Holmes. Upgraded, yeah. He got a promotion. Um, oh, she's wearing another bow in her hair. Good grief,
Oh,
girl.
thank
Grow up.
goodness.
Alma,
Don't
please.
try to change her. No, she gives me Alice Beasley in Moonlighting. Just a little
Oh my
bit.
gosh,
Just
yeah.
a little bit.
Good call.
Yeah.
Love that. Um, oh, and we're finally bringing up the audio tape that was playing when Archie was shot,
Right,
which is
because he
pretty
was
significant
recording
also.
his notes for the evening.
Yeah, very thorough. He's the
Hmm.
organized one here. He's the record keeper. It ain't Harry.
Well, because he didn't turn off the recorder. So
Yeah,
his death is on the record,
yeah.
basically.
I don't think the killer even knew that.
I don't think either, but no words are exchanged.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we hear some sounds and we hear the gunshot.
Oh, meanwhile, we're at Priscilla's party here, which
This
is
house. This is
yikes.
the beginning. Oh my God. This is the
And what?
beginning of what her house is. When we get to that final
Oof,
scene with her, which looks like a Billy Idol music video, I live for it.
it's so
I live for
true.
it.
Oh my
But
God.
look at the tile. I'm pointing to
What
it and see if
is
you can see
I
me.
mean, I don't hate it. It's kind of like Easter
It's
Sunday.
fascinating.
It's what a choice. Um also I gotta talk about what Jessica's wearing, which is not it for me. It looks like a muumuu. It's lovely on top, but it just turns into a potato sack.
It's a miss.
A red potato sack.
Oh, yeah, it needs a belt.
You see what there's no belt. It's
It
just a
needs a
column.
belt. It's too
Oh,
blousy.
this is when he's a bitch about her books.
Judge
Oh, can we hear
Lambert.
it? Can we hear
Yeah.
it?
Seems to me I've received a couple of letters from you.
And several unreturned phone calls. As defense attorney in the Danbury scalpel murder trial, you're one of the few people still alive who can give me some first-hand insight into that case.
Miss Fletcher, I'll tell you what I told your private detective. That case is best forgotten.
That's surprising, Judge. It's one of your best moments as a trial lawyer. You secured the acquittal of a very prominent physician.
While the world whispered about perjured testimony and manufactured evidence. I'm sorry, dear lady. That chapter of my life is closed. Let me add this. If you go ahead with this book of yours, be sure you clearly understand our libel laws. Excuse me.
Peace.
Viperous.
So good. He's so good.
Nasty. I like that scene.
Yeah. He plays a detective in the later episode, and he's spectacular in it.
Yeah, he's good. He
Yeah.
has like 3 lines in this episode, but everyone delivers.
Yeah.
Um,
He's again committed
hmm
to it, and he's very believable. He's
Yeah,
very believable.
yeah.
Uh he has an excellent episode of Frasier where he plays a like an Ian
Oh
McKellen
yeah.
type actor, and
Right.
he's spectacular in that as well. Sir Trevor. Oh,
Priscilla. Priscilla
Priscilla
looks like
says
she's
too
wearing a
much.
nightgown. Yeah.
She says too much. She says, I don't know anything about your murder detective. And Jessica said, I didn't say anything about murder. I just said he was dead. What do you know,
You
Priscilla?
gave it away, which
Ah,
is a bit of a misdirect, right? Because
I mean, she knows, but
yeah,
she's not involved.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It makes her
That's a
just
great
a little
scene.
bit more suspicious,
Uh-huh.
but but again,
Alma
it
doing her
just
makeup
is
again.
it could just as easily been she looks like she's out of like Valiant and Valiant, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like it's
Yes.
um this whole room is very that actually. This is such a
Everybody's not
moment in
doing any
time.
work. They're just like, this is such a, this is not filmed on site anywhere. This is a clear soundstage set. This is like a theater. The proscenium is right there. And yeah, I kind of love that though. I kind of love that. Everybody's sleeping in this office right now, by the way.
It's that midday siesta.
Yeah. And doing their
They're
makeup.
good. Yeah, well,
I mean, I would too. Alma,
you
get it.
just, that's you did your makeup at work all the time.
There's also just a sink in the office, like right next to his desk, and shaving cream. What is this what offices look like
I
in
mean,
Boston?
it's kind of like that. I mean, it's sort of like a boarding house situation where
Hmm.
like a lot of common areas and such.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, looking this up, all of this is filmed in Universal City and Mendocino, California,
Yeah.
with the exception of the Femininity office building outside shots, and those are just the exteriors. But everything is filmed near home,
Yeah.
basically.
I think they started whittling down the budget on this episode as the season went along, because we had some great set pieces early on that they don't really exist so much as we
Not right
go.
now. Not right now. And again, the next one takes
We'll
place
get a
at a bus
few.
station.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, we do traveling when she goes to the football team. That's
That's
next,
true.
actually,
That's true.
with our dear friend Caitlyn Jenner.
Our dear friend, the best actor of the series.
Okay, so we're back with the widow who is
Yeah.
apologizing. She was a little cranky when her husband died, but now she wants to help.
She's packing up. This is
I
such
guess
set
she's
dressing.
moving.
Yeah, she's got all these boxes with these glass fragile stickers. There's a lot of boxes that are labeled glass, girl. Are you a
I
glass
mean,
blower?
she has some stuff.
I guess. Every
And
box says glass. You mean there's not a box of books in there? Jeez. Anyway, details. She gives Jessica a note that says Sudbury, Connecticut, and then a few names on it that may have to
Sheffield,
do with
Vermont.
this. Sheffield, Vermont. Wait,
Yes.
Sudbury. I didn't read it fast enough. But so Jessica hops on a bus to go up there.
Do you want me to go
She
back, or
seems,
are you good?
no, I don't care. We'll find it later.
Listen to some other podcast if you want to know where she was.
Yeah.
This is a very strange scene.
Very strange. I don't
I
know why
don't
anybody would react
understand
this way.
what's happening.
Yeah.
She goes up to
Cargill's one of the names
Miss
on the paper.
Cargill.
Yeah. Yeah. It's this looks like a secretary at a law office or something. And she asked if she knows a woman named Martha Clay.
And she responds very suspiciously. Here we go.
She'd be about 60 by now, perhaps using another name.
I said I don't know her, and I would appreciate it if you would just leave me alone.
Girl.
I don't understand.
No, she was so friendly, and then she turns on a dime.
Leave me alone.
It's
too much.
It's so dramatic.
There's Sudbury. So Sudbury was his name.
Yeah.
Sudbury and Sheffield, naturally. Sounds very rich. Sounds very rich. Rich in like an egg dish.
Very, very northeast, yes. Oh, God.
And she was like, oh, both her parents died. Okay. So what? What does it have to do with Martha Clay? Or no, wait, maybe it was.
This is the murder, the 25-year-old murder that Jessica's investigating, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I admit of the three cases is the one I understand the least and don't really care about.
We don't really get into it. It's another one where they say where she and the judge here, they go behind closed doors or in the car. He tells her the details and we don't hear them. It's another one of those situations where like that person's being blackmailed, but we don't know why.
Yeah. So the judge is basically there, the one that was he was a dick at the party. And he's going to drive her back to Boston. Yeah. And he's going to tell her the whole story about Martha Clay and Tom Cargill.
That upset Leora Cargill so much. I guess because it was her parents?
I guess so.
I don't know. I think it was a shitty acting moment, personally.
No, she didn't deliver. She didn't earn that paycheck, but you know what?
Yeah. So 3 hours of a drive later from Sheffield, Vermont to Boston, she knows the whole sordid story and tells the judge, I won't write about this after all.
And I don't even know what the story is. I don't know what the story. I don't know what happened. I think they sort of allude to it a little later, but we don't get any of it. And it feels like having that story was just a device to get her where she is. We were never really there to understand what was happening with that case. No. It was such an afterthought once she was in Boston.
The more salacious is really with Priscilla Daniels.
Yeah.
That's the one we spend the most time with, frankly, because even the Ernie Santini one, where it's the wife who thinks he's cheating on her, that turns out to be a big nothing as well.
Goes nowhere. Yeah.
He's learning how to Tango or
Oh, this
something.
is
I
where
don't
she's telling
remember.
it. This is where she's telling Harry the story about what happened.
Oh, wow. You know what? They do tell us, and I completely glazed by the
Wait,
fact
should
that
we
they
listen
told
to it?
us. Yeah, because
I
it may
kind of
be
want
the
to
first
listen to
time
it
I've
because I
actually
don't
listened to
remember.
it.
Yeah,
It may be the first time I've ever heard
yeah.
it.
The victim was killed by a man named Tom Cargill. Now, he happened to be at the hospital that night visiting his girlfriend, the floor nurse Martha Clay.
Mhm.
Cargill recognized the victim as the man who raped his sister the year before, but was acquitted on a technicality. The sister committed suicide a couple of months later. When Cargill saw the rapist, something snapped. He stabbed him with a scalpel. But circumstantial evidence led to the arrest of the physician.
Yeah, but how did Judge Lambert know all this?
Tom Cargill told him. During the war, Tom had saved the judge's
There's
life.
too much.
Lambert found
This is a
himself in
lot of
terrible
details.
quandary. That's why he wangled himself onto the
He
physician's
saved the
defense team.
judge's life. What? What?
There
It's
was
too
fake
much.
evidence. Yeah, and it doesn't even matter
And also
for
the
this plot
scalpel
line.
murders, I expect that to be like a serial killer, not like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
I know.
Put on a mask and scare some
So
teenagers. Come on.
it's just okay. So all that's to say,
Yeah.
it's not about that.
No, that's in the past. Nobody cares anymore. Everybody involved is dead already. There's no, it's not going to do any good to bring this up.
Well, because the
Anyway,
question is who might mess with I guess it's an acquittal or retrial. I forget.
yeah,
See, I've already forgotten.
it doesn't even matter. See,
Um,
this is why I had to ask, and it just doesn't make sense. And they wrap it up so fast. I think they
they need
know.
to get rid of it. Like they need to get rid of it.
Yeah, we have bigger fish to fry. Um, Meanwhile,
Oh, and
Priscilla
now we
gives a
have
press conference saying that she's not going to be a politician, and then Ray, the henchman for this private dick office, is
has been shot
been
at.
shot at in his car. Oh, we have our actual detective back here
Yeah.
in his second exceptional scene where he gets not enough to do. And Ray's telling us that he got shot at. His car was shot twice, and he ducked and he blah 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 blah.
Is shot through the windshield.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
and he doesn't know.
he thinks that it may have been Santini's guys or it may have
Yeah,
been
because that's where he was.
Daniels's.
He was
Yeah.
staked out at the Santini
Right.
construction site office, just like Harry was when he got that shiner.
That
Seems to me
Shiner.
like Santini is pretty violent. I don't know. Seems like he could be responsible for someone's death. I don't know.
Gorgeous gym teacher. Ah,
Yeah, subjective.
ballistics just dug out 2 slugs out of Ray's front seat that matched the slugs that killed Archie. Now that's
So,
important
that actually is important.
because that means it's the same gun, and who has that gun will tell us a little bit
Who
more.
is the killer?
The killer and presumably who shot through the windshield. We
At Ray.
have just about 10 minutes.
Yeah. We're doing it. We're getting to the finish line here.
We are.
Mr. Kravitz, something is bothering me. I love the way she says those things.
I'd like to recheck those files. You're gonna wake up Alma, get her there because nobody else can open a fucking door.
She's not doing anything. She's doing her makeup at home. She's
I
on a
figured she
date.
had a date.
Yeah. She has a lot of dates, Alma. You know what? I love Alma. I take it back. I gave her a hard time earlier. She's now my favorite.
You were
Yeah.
rough.
I know.
Yeah.
I was mean. But maybe Alma is the one who has her priorities right.
Now, there was a moment there that we should listen to.
Yeah.
Hang on. So we're outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
With his old man noises. And he has those ringling keys. Now we heard those ringling keys earlier, didn't we?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We did. I feel like we did. He was so precise with them too. All right, so we're back in the office.
Back in the
Look at some
office.
files.
Yeah. We're gonna look at the Priscilla case. because that one is still. Oh, there's Alma.
And
Okay.
her Baba
She
Mamushka.
looks great. Is she wearing a bow in her hair again?
Let me
I hope
see.
so. I hope that's the through line for Alma.
A bow for Alma. I don't think so, actually. Oh wait,
No.
yes,
No,
there
it
it is.
is.
Little
She
hint of
is
red.
wearing.
Hint of
Oh,
red.
jeez.
A little hint of
This
red.
is her
And those
signature look.
star earrings.
Yeah.
Those very. Oh,
She's gonna make Jessica some coffee.
a little
Some
coffee.
coffee. Jessica finds in the
Oh,
file that a page has been ripped out of it.
rather careless, wouldn't you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah. Something was there
Almost like
that's not there
throwing
anymore.
some matchsticks to the side that they might be caught.
Like, come on. No, that was
Almost
truly
there.
careless. This is she's
Look at this apartment.
oh
Look at this
my
apartment.
God. Okay,
This
Priscilla's
fucking
apartment.
chain link fence,
Jesus.
statuary, ferns, sconces,
Victor, there's a
fluorescent
porn happening in
lighting.
the next room.
I fucking love it.
There is a
Billy
full
Idol
camera
is
setup.
upstairs right now. I love it.
There's a waterbed with a mirror on the ceiling.
Why did they think that this was, look at this. Why
It's
did they think this was the
garish.
home of a Cosmopolitan magazine editor?
Well, and we only see like this one part of the home too. It's just like the
It's
staircase.
spectacular. It's just. Oh, and we find out that Priscilla's secret is she had an abortion. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Yeah. That's a
Um,
lot. As we just pointed out, that
yeah.
probably would kill somebody, kill somebody's career
It would.
now.
It would.
And
And she's
Jessica has no argument. She's like, oh,
yeah, makes sense.
that's what the storyline is. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
She gives no judgment. She offers no
Well,
credence
I
to that's
suppose
worth it.
more than just the abortion, she also like was a student who had an affair with her teacher who impregnated her.
They
That
pass
was
right by that. They
yeah,
pass right
I'm
by
like,
that.
that's the part that matters here.
But that's who
He
she's
had
married
sex with a
to.
student. He's
Mm,
he's her ex-husband at this point.
mm,
But they're
mm.
still spending a lot of time together in the robes here, I see. Here we are with robes again. Everyone wearing robes all the time.
That chain link fence gets him hot.
Uh-huh. I'm telling you, there's a director back there.
So weird. That's part of the house that we didn't see from that angle, which means that that party that we saw them at, that was next to them.
Wait,
Because
that could not have
yes,
been.
look at the door.
It
That has the
is, it's
same
the
pattern.
same like Easter tile door. Oh my gosh.
Yes. It was this
Yikes.
big posh party with
Yeah,
fucking chain link fence
yeah,
around the
yeah,
staircase.
totally.
That's bonkers.
Nuts.
I love it. I love it so
Good for
much.
her. I mean, she got style. It may not be good style, but it's
Yeah.
something. You know what? She made a choice and she stuck with it. She ran with it.
So
It's such a product of the 80s.
we're about to cross off the last
Yeah.
suspect off our list, who is
We should
Alex
mention that
Rocco,
Priscilla hired the investigators herself to see how much they could dig up on her.
to see if
And
that secret would come out, and in
and it
fact it
did.
would have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did. And did we find out that that's actually the page missing from the file?
I think so.
Yeah, or it's sort of implied.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Santini here shows up and drops off Harry, bloodied and beaten.
Again.
Yeah, and says he's been tailing me. And this is when Santini turns out to be a nice guy and a loving husband.
There we go.
Disappearing a lot every evening. I mean, it's only natural that your wife would be concerned.
My wife is a certifiable hysteric who falls apart if the morning newspaper comes late. She likes things neat and predictable. A place for everything, everything in its place. Including you? So happens, Buster, that I've been married almost 20 years and I'm still crazy about that woman. Which is why you've been sneaking around at night, right? Hey, potato face. You want to know where I've been? I'll tell you. 3 years ago, we had this sailboat down at the marina. Got destroyed in a storm. So I figured I'd surprise the old lady for our 20th anniversary. I've been working almost every night with this boat guy to build a duplicate.
A duplicate. A duplicate.
A
They didn't want to
duplicate.
do another. They didn't want to do another take. So he's been building a boat. That's his alibi.
We got to keep this filming moving.
Let's keep
Right?
it going. We've only got like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we still are no closer than we were 40 minutes
Mm-mm.
ago.
But we have all the clues now.
We do. We have those jingling
We do.
keys.
We know that Santini is out, Priscilla is out, and the third case is out. So
Yeah.
who could it effing be?
There's only Alma and Kravitz left. Those are
Yeah.
the only two characters that have not
Hmm.
been implicated.
It's Alma, isn't
Well,
it? I knew
yeah,
it.
we
Alma
knew
is
it
a
should have been
murderer. She was playing dumb the whole time.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Playing, you could manage the team. Uh, and Jessica gets her moment of inspiration where she sees keys, sees them jingle, and goes, aha.
Aha.
And we hear
Eureka! As she's wont to do, she's created a whole setup and she's sitting in the office reading the files. Ray comes in.
I got my key. Sorry. Alma's not here.
Uh-huh. I wish Alma were there.
Well, she needs to have this confrontation.
I know. I know.
Alma would kind of ruin the vibe, I feel.
Mm. So Jessica's telling Ray that everybody's been cleared
So
for
it
the
must have been you.
responsibility of death.
And he says, well, then who tried to ace me? Nobody tried. Oh, this is, oh, wait, hang on. There we go. Wait.
I thought he would. He didn't kill him, did he?
No, Mr. Santini is just fine. He's also been cleared of responsibility in Mr. Miles's death.
Is that so? Somebody else must have tried to ace me tonight, then.
No, Mr. Kravitz, nobody tried to ace you tonight. That's so.
No one tried to ace you tonight. You schlub. It's called Bowen, not Hoboen. Jeez.
You did it, you dumb fuck.
And
You
it
fired
must have
those
been
shots.
you.
Yeah.
It must have been you. You fired those own shots into your own car.
Hmm. You've been smoking funny cigarettes or something? Is
I
he
know.
talking about marijuana?
I believe it might be.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
those candy ones. You're not
I
supposed to
mean,
like those.
those will do bad things to your blood sugar, so dangerous. Yeah. You're better off with the marijuana.
I've heard that
So
before.
she realized that the paper was removed from the file, which means someone inside the office removed it because it was there, safe in that file cabinet in that locked office that only Alma, Ray, Harry, and Archie could get into.
And that file had that piece of paper in it, and that piece of paper had the information about Priscilla.
Yeah.
So if somebody was able to call saying, I'm going to extort money from you, it must have been one of them, and evidently it wasn't Alma.
Because Alma's on a date.
Alma's on a date with her hair bow.
Almost getting railed. She put the work in. Okay. She deserves it.
She deserves the time. So Jessica plays the tape back, and we hear that jingling sound that we heard earlier, which means that jingling sound before Miles was killed is the same jingling sound that happens every single time Kravitz uses his keys.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, he was the one who killed Archie Miles.
Ta-da! Well done, Jessica.
Suspect? Why? Why did he kill him? Just to get the lead on some cases he could then blackmail about?
Yeah, because the he couldn't blackmail Priscilla with Archie knowing the details. Archie had to go. So he could steal that information and extort Priscilla for some money.
Get that good feminist magazine money.
All those bills. Bills. So he pulls out a gun on Jessica, but Harry is right there.
Right there, ready to
Love
go.
it.
And
yeah.
Give me a reason to shoot you.
I mean, honestly, well done. Well done,
Yeah.
Jessica and Harry. Just
Very
another
interesting
incident where
team.
Jessica finds a gun being pointed at her or a knife being pointed. She's on the verge of being a murder victim herself so often.
Well, to be fair, she puts herself in those situations
She
all the
asks for
time.
it all the time.
All the time.
I love the Shakespeare of it all, though. Someone popping in from the corner. I don't think so. Put it down, Ray.
Oh,
Wow, he's
no,
really beat up that Harry.
that's a
Jeez.
mess.
It's
And he
a
says it's time
mess.
for you to stop working on those stupid books. It's
Uh-huh.
time for you to become a real detective like me. Harry wants to give Jessica a job.
I mean, that's kind of cute, right?
It is. Your
They do
brains.
make a good team.
It would be, frankly, the only way I think that the spinoff would work. But instead, they tried to do it with Babette, uh, Barbara Babcock,
Yeah.
and it just didn't.
Just
It just
didn't
didn't.
fly. It's not the same.
It's not. And she was an attorney, so she also is like the rule book follower, and he
Hmm.
is clearly not. Um, but husband and I watched, if not the pilot, a very early episode of it.
Mm.
It just didn't have the right vibe. It just really didn't have the right vibe.
Yeah, that's
But
fair. That's fair.
yeah.
I mean, you can't strike gold twice in a row.
No, he was better as a guest character, the same way
Yeah,
that uh Len Cariou and the guy who played Dennis Stanton
totally.
were. I mean,
Totally.
they were just more fun that way.
I
But we
love the Len Cariou character. I can't wait
yeah.
to get to him because I like Harry too, don't get me wrong, but the Len Cariou vibe with Jessica is much more playful.
Hmm.
I like
It's also Sweeney in it and Mrs.
I
Lovett.
know. It
Uh,
feels so natural, right?
it's very right.
Except he takes kind of the zany route and she's the measured one. I like the sort of flip of roles in it. Yeah. Yeah. This is
Definitely
fun.
good.
This is a fun episode.
It is, considering how disjointed a lot of
Yeah.
the suspects are because none of them
It's
are related
yeah.
to each other.
It's a lot to follow, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually
And
there's
I
some sort of
think
crossover, but not here.
I think it takes liberties with that and it sort of assumes that you'll just sort of blank and
Hmm.
just say, yeah, sure, that happened. Okay.
Yeah.
And just move
Yeah,
on. Like if you tried to
definitely.
really deconstruct it, like we watched him talk and
Hmm.
we couldn't follow it.
We could not figure it out.
And we've seen this episode how many times that we still couldn't follow it.
It's so unimportant in the long run of the episode. It's 60 seconds of like, just get this out of the way, brush it
Right.
under the rug and move on.
Uh, thoughts? Final thoughts?
Um, Final thoughts here. I think love Harry. I love all of the Golden Girls crossovers here. I forgot when I rewatched this last night, just to get it fresh in my head, and I thought, Jesus, this is the first one where the first four characters we're introduced to, aside from Archie, are all Golden Girl guest stars as well.
Hmm.
Super cool. Love that. Love those characters on Golden Girls. That was fun. Um, I like this episode again because I like that there was a lot to follow, and it actually felt like, oh, we have to investigate all of these leads thoroughly and understand who might actually be a suspect. And the best part was that none of them were actually the suspects, and it was something totally unexpected that you didn't even realize until maybe the last 10 minutes was even a possibility.
And yet it didn't seem like a waste of time.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It felt like, oh,
It
well,
was
and
fulfilling this guy's detective work
hmm
because he was dead. So
yeah,
they did the rest of his work basically.
yeah. And Ray as the killer, I mean, he really did it to himself too by staging that sort of attack on himself, right? He could have laid low a little better if he had not shot into his own car, or maybe they would have figured out eventually anyway. But again, these killers, they think that they have to do too much to keep
Right.
themselves out of the eye
I
when in
can't be
fact
a
they just call
suspect if
attention.
someone tried to kill me.
Yeah, which
So
happens a
yeah,
lot on this show, right? Like
yeah,
killers sort of making themselves victims
yeah. And
to
not convincingly. Yeah.
yeah. I I love Alma. She's she's sort of dopey, right? But she doesn't really do anything, but she's a lovely little touch of levity in this episode.
She's like a moment of time. Like she
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a certain old school charm that really works with her. Like
Hmm.
I don't know. I think she's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And it's interesting, the tone of each episode of Murder, She Wrote is so different, right? Like the last one we watched was very traditional Agatha Christie, stuck in one place, a bunch of suspects, um, walking through glass doors. This, on the other hand, is much broader and it feels much more like a crime serial or something, right?
Of the 80s. Like
Yeah,
this seems
specifically.
contemporary. This
Hmm.
seems like a contemporary piece. The
Hmm.
fashion is good. The locations are
Hmm.
intentional.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
kudos to Barbara Babcock, who is a real presence in this episode too. She's so she's so good in each Murder She Wrote she's in. She's so good. She deserved her own series. I think those are my final thoughts on
Cool.
Tough Guys Don't Die, though apparently
Listen,
they do.
evidently he wasn't
Yeah.
that tough then, was he?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I like this episode a lot. I think it shows again the tenacity of Jessica and therefore the human spirit.
Mm.
Um, and this sort of the storytelling device of these disjointed but sort of like 6 degrees of separation
Hmm.
kind of a vibe relating to this guy who's no longer even the one investigating it. I think the
Hmm.
characters are very believable. I love their chemistry right here. This Priscilla and Gavin, the John
Yeah.
McMartin and Barbara Babcock roles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Jerry Orbach. This is one of his less levity, with the exception of the cowboy scene.
Yeah.
Most of him, he's sort of almost slapsticky at
Yeah.
times in
Yeah.
future episodes.
Hmm.
But it's nice to see Lumiere and Mrs. Potts working together,
Mm. Oh
you
my God,
know.
that too. Yeah.
And I think the surprising underplayer in this is Fritz Weaver as Judge Lambert,
Yeah.
who or is given two kind of intimidating moments and
Hmm.
then comes across as actually very genuine. He's like, this is why you probably shouldn't investigate this because the wrong people will be hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, it's
Look at that fake grass, by the way.
it's another case in the same exact episode of a law figure who is saying, let's not do things by the book.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's a little bit like, uh-huh.
Okay.
Great.
Cool. Wow. Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
fair. It's a lot
but
of
I like
fun.
it.
Do you think when they wrote the character for Harry, the
Look at that
Harry
portrait right
Orbach
there,
role,
real
do you
quick.
think they knew? Do you think they knew that they wanted him to come back? Because this role feels really meaty, the Harry role.
I don't know. Possibly. Um, at the very least, they may have been throwing some things at the wall, seeing what
Hmm.
stuck.
Yeah.
This is mid-season,
Yeah.
so it's very possible that this was being filmed while the first episodes were coming out.
Yeah. That's true.
May
That's true. Well, because there's
maybe.
a lot of scenes where he's in them and she's not. So this is one of those circumstances where she actually gets a little break. He's
Yeah,
truly one of the protagonists of this episode as well, not just
yeah.
Jessica.
Equal billing, equal
Yeah,
billing.
definitely. Definitely.
Actually, I'm not sure because again, looking at the timeline, if IMDb is meant to be believed, not a lot of time has gone by. So the first
No.
episode, the first part of Murder of Sherlock Holmes, is September 30th, 84.
Yeah.
This episode is only February of
Right.
85.
Right.
So this probably was filmed substantially earlier. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Certainly certainly before the season was even midway aired.
I assume.
Yeah.
I mean,
Curious. Very
yeah,
curious. At any
yeah,
rate, it works. They're a good pair. They're a good pair.
they are, and we'll see them again,
Hmm.
which is good because he's a
Yeah.
good foil. Again, he
Hmm.
gets a little cartoony as we go on.
Sure.
He also gets the only official closing line that was meant for the season series finale.
Mm.
He gets the "and that's all she wrote" line in a future episode. Yeah.
Lucky
Well,
bloke.
so there we have it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Tough guys don't die.
Unless they do.
Wah,
Until they
wah,
do.
wah. It
All
was
right, cool.
fun. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
thank you, everybody. So we have reached past the halfway point here,
Yeah.
folks. We're about to take on a classic episode next with the bus
Is that
episode.
next?
That
No, I
is
think there's
very
still another
next.
one.
No, that was, oh no, son of a,
We have
why do I keep doing
we
that?
have
I keep
we have
think
two more.
I keep thinking that the next episode is that, but you're right. It's the
Yeah.
football episode.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm not that enthusiastic about that episode.
I think we're just pretending it doesn't exist.
And then Footnote to Murder. Oh, that's the her and her poetry writing friend who smokes a lot. That's that one.
John Patrick Anderson is a regular guy. Shlomo Ziegler? Yes. That guy's in it.
Yes, he is. So we have many more Golden Girls crossovers to
Yes,
speak
we
of
do.
any second now.
We're
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
we got Martha Ray coming up soon.
Uh-huh.
And then our first appearance of the man who would become Seth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we have we haven't announced it on the record yet, but we're gonna do a special closer of the season as a fun little thing when we
Little
firm up
bonus.
those plans. When we firm up those plans, we'll say
surprise coming. A little bonus episode full of joy and fun.
Levity
and laughs and good times.
Well, I'm Victor Devon.
I'm Petra Fried.
And this
was
tonight on Murder, She Wrote.
Murder.
Most foul. We didn't do a moral. Any morals to that one? Keep recording. You know what? Keep when somebody knocks at the door and they may be coming to kill you, keep that recording going.
Yeah.
Evidently.
Yeah. And always keep cosmetics in your office desk because you never know when you're going to get some after work.
Oh, Alma.
That's the moral.
End scene.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.